We're heading into the dog days of August, or Mara, as I say in Brooklyn, the dog days of August. And no one is in New York City, no one who's anyone except the two of us to bring you this report. But, you know, most of the people we report on now, Mara, are in the Hamptons, Ibiza, Greece, maybe Mykonos, a Saint-Tropez, a St. Bart's, although St. Bart's might be over. Italy, exactly. But things went awry, though, at a fancy Hamptons party I just reported on. I don't know if you saw this.
Yeah, so you found some people still in New York.
No, they were in the Hamptons. They were in East Hampton. I was admittedly in New York when I wrote the report, but apparently, so there was Balmain?
Yes, the very awesome, inexpensive designer brand.
The awesome, expensive designer brand preferred by the Kardashians and others. There was a Balmain dinner at a private estate in East Hampton. And unfortunately, there was a snafu, though, when a bunch of guests, a number of them, fell into the pool.
So they were in really nice outfits. I would imagine they were dressed by the brand.
My source, who was maybe at the event, said that the women were dressed in outfits that ranged from $7,500 to $25,000 dresses and millions of dollars in jewelry. And basically, this was a dinner for, I think it was around 100 people, and a lot of them were Balmain's top clients. And then some of them were, of course, like area influencers. And the thing about it is, though, before we think, the pool, it was in an indoor space where there was a pool, like sort of a wading pool, where you can raise and lower the level of the pool.
So
actually,
how deep was this?
So I have to say, before, it wasn't the deepest pool. They were not going into the deep end. But basically, there was a long table set up, and you can go on page6.com and you can see pictures of what the party looked like. And then there was a line of waiters who were sort of standing at the edge of this very long body of water. And then there were mannequins on pedestals in this pool with the new like Balmain looks. But the thing is that basically they couldn't keep people from, women kept falling in this pool and stepping in this pool. And one woman apparently did a face plant in the pool. And it was such an issue that the host of the event actually, in her speech, she kind of took it all in stride and mentioned that she likes to throw parties with an air of danger. There were a bunch of chandeliers above this long table that were being held up with magnets, and she was saying like, maybe the chandeliers will fall on your table, although no one got hit with a chandelier.
Now, could they not see where the pool was because these men were standing in front of it, or they were looking at the outfits and so they weren't looking down?
It just was the thing, it's a narrow space and it was like a marble floor, and it was sort of hard to see where the water began and the floor ended. And I think also, I don't know this, I've never worn a Balmain dress, as you may know, but like, I think if you're in like heels and a dress and stuff, it was just a little bit hard to tell like where this water began. So anyway, people took it in stride. It ended up being a soggy event, but after enough people fell in the pool, they actually raised the level of the pool and they drained the water so no one would fall in the pool. But it was like...
So what happened to the lady that face planted?
Well, my source told me, Mara, that the dripping wet and unharmed guest jumped up and laughed off the incident.
Okay, good. So no broken noses.
No broken noses and no broken toeses.
So who were the women at this event?
Ramona Singer was there, but for a change, it was the one time a Real Housewives star wasn't the center of drama. She actually stayed dry.
Oh man, I'm surprised she didn't see this in the no cameras.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, usually we'd be writing about this, about behind the scenes of a Bravo show. For more on this story and everything that's happening in the Hamptons, you can go to page6.com.